these text messages are very difficult to look at and read. I am wondering, is this what you expected? I mean, do they help explain more of her relationship? Does it help explain more of Mackenzie Shirilla, or does it still leave unanswered questions for you?
I thought she was a psychotic, cold-blooded murderer, and I think these text messages just confirmed that. Like, she does not appear to be in a healthy state of mind. I think she seems very erratic. I think, you know, from some of the behavior we've seen with the body cam footage, with the students that have gone to school with her that have now started to speak out, I think this is very in line with the toxic relationship we've seen between the two.
And Donna, you know, in that vein, there's a new report from People magazine. It's about this jail call where Mackenzie Shrilla allegedly discussed all the media attention around her case and how she wanted Kim Kardashian to be her lawyer. I mean, you listened to it. What did you hear? What did it tell you about it?
It's almost shocking to listen to because they're giddy. The mom is talking to the daughter and saying, you won't believe it. The UK they know about our case. Daily Mail is reading about it. And I think that Kim Kardashian, I think Mackenzie says, maybe Kim Kardashian will take this on, because they actually not only think that this is so exciting that they're becoming famous for this, but also they see themselves as innocent. Kim Kardashian, you know, attaches herself to innocent victims who are in jail. She sees herself as innocent and like wrongly jailed still after all of this. But Kim Kardashian has passed. That came out today. Kim Kardashian came out and said, I am passing on that.
And I wonder, I got to tell you, Zach, I wonder if it's the documentary, right? Because it's a mix, right? I'll tell you, I spoke to somebody who watched it, and as they were watching it, the first 20 minutes, they were like, oh my gosh, I think she didn't mean to do this. I think, you know, she was wrongfully charged. By the end of it, and particularly after the last part where you know that her lawyer is like sitting in on the conversation that she does in prison, they had a totally different perspective on it. Like, where do you think this documentary is shaping the discourse? Because I know that there's a lot of people out there who believe Mackenzie Shirilla is innocent.
I mean, I'm waiting for that compelling evidence or, you know, narrative outside of what her parents are trying to peddle in the media to convince me. I saw like the body cam footage of the mom getting the news. I saw a lot of that even before I watched the Netflix documentary. As it was gaining hype, before I even tuned in, I started digging into this case and even dug a lot further than Netflix. And I just think that the case is really overwhelming against her, and the fact that they're still trying to, I mean, I appreciate the parents' delusion in believing their daughter and wanting to fight for her innocence, but I don't think Kim Kardashian or anybody can save her at this point. I think the evidence is pretty overwhelming, in my opinion.
Donna, what's your take on it, right? Because Mackenzie, in this documentary, was talking about pot. She was talking about she feels remorseful. She said there was no intent. She wanted to be very clear on no intent. And, you know, a lot of it was about her behavior after the crash, and that she dressed up like a skeleton, you know, she was going to concerts, and her mother, I think at one point had said, look, she was just trying to have fun afterwards, trying to have a normal life. How do you see it?
I find her to be despicable. This is my own personal opinion. I find her to be so unlikable. I watched it with my husband, and we both said, like, I don't think I hate to say it, but hated a person on a documentary, a true crime documentary, as much as her and her parents, the way that they handled this from top to bottom. And I don't feel there is I think the only reason that there are a couple people that question her guilt and maybe think that she's innocent is because why would she put herself through this? Why would she crash a car with her in it rather than commit a crime to just murder her boyfriend or whatever? That is the only thing. But I think her mind, clearly she was an erratic, crazy thinking person. I don't think she was thinking straight, and I don't think she did think straight.
Look,
ever.
I can't get into her mind, but I think there's a fair argument she didn't think she would survive this. I mean, I think that's fair to say if you look at those messages and you think about what, you know, she was found guilty of. Look, it's just another disturbing layer to an already disturbing case. But Zach and Donna, thank you so much for taking the time to explain a little bit more about it and put it into context for us. It's good to see you both.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.